Good evening, everybody. Joe Test. Well, they've been waiting for this moment, and now they get it. Round one underway. What a classic matchup this could be. Muhammad Ali against George Forman. I mean, stylistically. Oh, and there you go. Boy, oh boy, that's tough to take. Oh, and look at this, Teddy, wasting no time getting to know each other.
No, they came right to the center ring, said hello.
He was damaged moments ago, but now he's got his feet back under him. Oh, that's gotta hurt. George Foreman's in a bad place right now. He was tagged. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. He went from almost being knocked out to being right back in it. Halfway through this round here. Showing you some defense there with the block.
Use the ring, use the ring.
See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Unable to score with the uppercut that time. Foreman dismisses that with a block. Final 10 seconds of round number one. Good block there by Ali. I get the sense he may be able to get him down in the upcoming round.
Well, I have the sense that he may want to start going to the body a little bit because he's hurt him in the head, but he's hanging in there. The body might finish the job.
Nice block by Ali.
Finish with the hook.
Ali blocks it. What a good counterpunch by Ali. Muhammad Ali's coming up big here early on in the fight because he just showed his opponent, hey, listen, you got to be careful. I can counterpunch you.
No better way to slow down your opponent. You know, we know the other way you slow him down. You hit him right on the chin and you make him say, hey, I don't want to walk in. But when you make him miss and you counter, that slows him down too.
It's been a recent trend, Teddy, where we've seen in the heavyweight division a lot of Eastern Europeans dominating. Why do you think that is?
Same thing in basketball. I don't think they're the better athletes, but you know what? There's an urgency. There's a real hunger. This is their opportunity. The fighters over here, and the basketball players for that part, they have too many options here. Over there, they make the most of it, and fundamentally, they're very sound.
Been stunned. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. That worked out really well, throwing off the right hand after getting tagged like that. Just got tagged pretty good there. And when he looks into his eyes, what is he looking for?
Well, first of all, he's looking to see whether or not his guy is still there. You know, he got stunned pretty good. And then what he has to do is make sure his guy is listening to him and telling him, hey, look, you got caught. You've been caught before. This is the way we can fix it. This is what you got to do to correct things.
Good defensive skill with the block by Ali. He goes down. He has so much time now, he's going to be forced to survive.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Forman is rising up after being knocked down. Big George went down. Now he's going to continue on.
And now he has to find a way to kill that clock.
Keep working the body.
Coming to the halfway point of this third round. George Forman talks about the rope-a-dope, saying, you remember the rope-a-dope? I was the dope. That has stayed with him.
Yeah, it has. You know, that was a ghost that had to be exercised. And it took him 20 years to exercise those ghosts.
Good block by George. George Forman swelling has really got him facing an uphill battle. Unable to score with the uppercut that time.
Move your head. Brain, what?
Gotta find a way to get through the early goings here of this round. Remember last round, he went down. He was on the canvas.
Now look, he wants to tie his opponent up. That's the best way to get through it right now. But what he doesn't want to do, Joe, is to reach in there, you know, reach out to grab his guy, and then he leaves himself open. He's got to make sure that his opponent's close enough where he goes to grab him, he's not exposing himself to get dropped again.
He tried to nab him up top, but was unable to connect. Forman sticking to what we've always known of him, Teddy. The style hasn't changed, even though he was knocked down earlier.
You know, a lot of trainers would say, hey, they pat him on the back. They say, there you go, kid. You know, stay with your identity. Just make sure that you correct a couple little things you need to correct.
Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. Halfway through round number 4. George Forman blocks that punch. You think back to George Forman and his early days, and I think one of the visions that most fans remember is holding that tiny little American flag in the Mexico City Olympic Games in 1968 after claiming gold.
You know, that's an interesting point because Foreman's not known as a guy with great personality. You know, he's a guy who's a disdainful looking guy. You know, he's a guy that kind of reminds you almost of a Sonny Liston. He tries to intimidate you. He doesn't.
This is going to take some guts to get up from this. Once again, he goes down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So big George Forman able to get up after that.
He lives up to. Puts himself on a spot that now he has to be sure that he handles.
Keep moving.
Just 10 seconds to go in this round. Great movement to get away from those punches.
Control to do that. Right now, he just has to sit down on his punches a tiny bit more.
Oh, George Forman's been stunned. Good block by George. Muhammad Ali's movement helped out there. He avoided that punch. What guts it takes, what commitment it takes to keep up with this kind of a pace. The action's been non-stop.
Now, the one thing I can tell you is this is where you don't worry about pace. You don't think about pace. Otherwise, you could not be doing what these guys are doing. They're just going round to round.
Holy cow! George Forman's almost out of it there. He's been there before, and now he's there again. He got floored.
He can't afford to keep going on that floor. You have to wonder when the referee's going to step in now and stop this.
The ref stops the fight. Muhammad Ali's going to have his hand raised by way of KO. The 10 count reached. His opponent out. He's the victor. Muhammad Ali's your winner by knockout.
I feel like I just read a book. You know, I know a little bit more about this guy now.
Thanks for being with us, everybody. For Teddy Atlas.